Miss Christine. It is time for a scrapbook process video. And I think my plan on this is, I'm looking at my planner. So the way I use my planner, by the way, I plan out all my hops and things in my planner. I label the things, and then I have little, this is just my way of doing things. And I don't normally try to plan a video every single day just because, well, I have a day job and all the things. But it is Scraptember with Scrappy Sisters, and I kind of wanted to play along. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to do my normal schedule for the moment, and then I may come back and fill in any gaps I've missed along the way. So I may be recording out of order, I guess is my whole point. So I'm going to go ahead. This is a day that I would normally do just a normal video on the 3rd as a Tuesday, because I try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays as like my normal things. So for the 3rd, it says white 12 by 12. Oops, can you see that? White 12 by 12. So that means I'm supposed to use a piece of white cardstock, I think. So I have that here. Right here. Now the tricky part is I also wanted to do this photo. This is my daughter. This is one of her modeling shoots that she had done. Y'all, look at that hair. Look at that hair. Is that not ridiculously gorgeous? And I know it's my daughter and I'm really biased, but dang. That's just long red hair right there. And that's natural, y'all. But I thought this collection here, which is the Junk Journal, or excuse me, Photo Plays Everyday Junk. And I'm taking it out because there's too many plastic pieces in here. I thought this would go from a color scheme, you know, with this. Because there's like some little peachy tones, which goes with her skin. She's got this red hair, so there's kind of this nice, you know, these colors. And so I thought this would be really pretty to go with it. I've yet to figure out what I'm going to do. Also, I had dragged these out of my scrap rack, you guys. If you've watched my videos, I've been reorganizing my scrap rack, and I had set these aside to actually file them. And then I thought, well, these kind of go with this stuff. So I'm going to set it aside and maybe use it. We'll see. This is old, sticky stuff, y'all. Anyways, so we'll see if I use those because it's not technically with this collection, but why not? So, what I think I'm going to do is figure out what to do and come back on. Again, I got to use this white piece of cardstock as my Scraptember thing. And I have 2 sheets of stickers. I have plenty to work with. And also, all these things could theoretically be fussy cut. There's tons of little fussy, like this right here. This whole sheet could be fussy cut. I may go ahead and do that too. What I'm kind of imagining. Oh, and also I pulled out my gathered twig and then this little guy of watercolors because I may use my brayer. I haven't done that in a while, and that could be fun. I was looking at it, and I go, hey, that could be fun. And it's kind of junk journaling, so it makes sense to make it, you know, messy. So, this is not part of it. This is just the backing. So what if, this is stickers. Let's set that aside. I kind of want to come down the middle a little bit, maybe. Let's see, how is she looking? She's looking down. I feel like it needs to go here because she's kind of looking like this. And then I could take like something like this could be cool. Like if I take this from the bottom, although I'll bet there's something in here. I don't know. That looks like it could be pretty cool. I mean, any of these kind would work. If I took it and like tore it down the middle, any of those would work as well. And of course there's back sides. Oh, this is really pretty. You guys. Okay, let me make some decisions. I'll be back on. Okay, I decided to, well, first off, I have flipped over the cardstock. The cardstock is actually a textured piece of cardstock, but because I am going to use my ink in a minute, I flipped it over to the smoother side. And then I'm tearing this, and this turned out so pretty, you guys. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely the like junk journaling style, which I really enjoyed. And I'm loving how my ink turns out too. I'm not going to lie. I think it turns out really pretty. I started off with this stuff in the middle. I'm going to actually end up shifting it. So what I'm going to do for my ink thing here is I'm going to just kind of give myself the ink on the little glass mat and squirt a little water. And then I'm going to take my brayer. Now, I will not tell you I controlled this ink that great because there's like little weird, what do you call that? Little skips around or whatever. But honestly, I think it turned out cool with that. Like you know, it looks very mixed media-ish, which I'm so proud of myself for that, you guys. I don't do mixed media a lot, and I don't always feel like it turns out the way I want it to, so I was actually really happy with this one. So I did my little brayer, and then now I'm going to do my sprinkles. And the hard part is I'm going to have to put my picture on there, and I kind of get hurt feelings because I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to cover it up, but I don't want to. That's why I end up shifting the paper to the right, because initially I was going to put it in the middle, and no, I don't want to cover all this up. I mean, I do cover some of it up, obviously, but I'm going to scooch it over because I'm like, I don't want to cover much of that up. So I'm playing with it here in the middle, thinking, do I do it to the left? Do I shift it? I realized that the words, this was actually printed on the bottom of the paper. Like it actually ran horizontally, but, you know, it could go up and down. But then I realized when I did that, I needed to actually have it reversed because the words on the little papers, the little faux papers and stuff in there were printed the other way. So I flipped it over. I'm going to just kind of curl up these edges here real quick. And then it's going to be to the right-hand side is what's going to happen. And I really like this. I really, really liked how that mixed media turned out. I'm going to have to do that again. Maybe with different colors or something. But I think this looks kind of cool. Almost looks like, I don't know, spilled coffee or something in a way. I really like it. So then I've matted my photo, by the way, with white and black cardstock. I think that looked really pretty. I'm going to take my ATG, and I don't put the glue really on the side because I know I want to tuck in stuff because I have fussy cut, by the way, that one piece of paper. I fussy cut all those little pieces, and they're on the left-hand side. And the other thing I did not show you is I did go ahead and ink the edges with the same ink I made the mixed media with. So just to give it a little shadow, they just, you know, obviously I just cut them, you know, with scissors out of the paper, and it looked a little bit, I hate to use the word raw, but kind of raw. So I added the color around the edges with the little, what was that? A gathered twig, I think is what it was. And I've decided I'm going to call this Such Fabulous Hair because I had that word fabulous on this Simple Stories thing over here. My papers, the junk journal stuff I didn't really see anything that worked as a title. I mean, there's some smaller pieces that could have probably worked as a title, maybe. Maybe something on the sticker sheet if it were small, but I really didn't find anything that was kind of big enough for a title. So I went off to my stash and I found this word fabulous. And I thought, you know, I just kind of commented on her hair and I thought that could be a cute title. So I just call this Such Fabulous Hair. And I'm going to use a little black. It's more of a, actually I say black. It's kind of a really dark charcoal letter color, this square one. And I'm going to kind of tuck it in, the words here. I will have to lift the word fabulous up and kind of reorganize it just a tad because my H is gets covered up just a tad. So I'm going to kind of reorganize my fabulous, but not a lot. I mean, it's basically where it's going to go. So I'm going to get my title down here, and then I'm going to start tucking in my little fussy cut pieces. I'm going to mess with this though, y'all. I'm sorry. I try not to bend it. That was the other thing I was trying not to do, is to bend my word, the top part, because if you're not careful, it can bend your little cardboard stock on top there. So I think I'm probably watching YouTube videos. So I'm going to take my little pieces here and I'm going to start kind of layering them, and I'm going to kind of stagger the heights a little bit. I don't want them to be equal. So I'll try to make them look a little bit staggered, and I'm just kind of tucking these things in. There's no real rhyme or reason other than the size and the heights I was trying to accomplish. I do add a couple of the little circular elements, and I will actually get off into my stash as well and get some buttons in a minute. I was actually pretty good about using a few stash pieces on this layout, although I didn't really use much paper. I still have that whole collection of there. I used basically one sheet that I cut the fussy cut pieces and then like a strip off of one paper. So I did not use much paper, but that's not really my fault because the Scraptember prompt was to use a white piece of cardstock. So I'm sorry, I didn't use much paper. I'm just basically, like I said, going in and just tucking all these little pieces. I did find a couple little ticket things that looks really pretty up underneath the title, so I'm going to add those in just a second. I will pull off one sticker. I think that, no, I used 2 stickers. I'm going to pull it, and then some butterflies. So I take it back. I use basically 4 stickers off that 2 sticker sheets. That's kind of sad. This rose I thought looked really pretty. It seemed perfect for like a beauty photo. And these little butterflies are really pretty. I probably should have put a little bit of, I do put foam up underneath some of them. I probably need to add one more piece of foam up underneath the left-hand wing because I did not do that. And I feel like I've lost a little dimension on there. So I may come back and do that. I will, and at this point, actually, to be honest with you, I haven't glued anything down. I will need to take my Nuvo glue and glue all that stuff down. And let me see. I'm trying to find, I find one little circle piece that says May. It's like a punch-out looking thing on the sheet. I don't know why, but I see the words May and I see the words bloom. And I like that a lot because her birthday's in May. So I thought that's kind of a neat little, allusion to her birthday. So I'm going to tuck that into the flower, but not for just a moment. I did pull out these little what is this called? Corrugated arrows. I pointed those out in the very beginning. They were just in my stash, in my scrap rack, and I thought, you know what, it's a good time to use it. I don't think I used them all, so I actually tuck those back into my junk journal papers here because I think it goes really well. And I just kind of put a few different little levels, a few different little sizes. you know, pointing multiple directions here. Well, the ones on the bottom are pointing to the right or pointing to the left, and the one on the top points to the right. And I've got my butterfly sticker and my other one down at the bottom. I think this may be where I find, yep, there's that where it says May and it says Bloom. And I think that's all I'm going to do from all the collection. But I think in my head I'm going, you know, I want some enamel dots or something because I'm kind of messing with this. I probably should have edited. Oh, I thought about this clear piece because I do like it. But since I hadn't really incorporated it into the design yet overall, I didn't see a good way to incorporate it. But I need to remember to use that. I think I stuck it. Yeah, I did. I stuck it with the leftovers of this collection. I think it looked really good. But I went over and I found these buttons. And I thought, okay, these colors go pretty good. And they're kind of fall, if I'm honest. One of them has like little leaves on it. But I'm not going to worry about it because I think the colors work. And there was only 3 buttons left. So I thought, you know what? This is perfect time to use it. It goes with this collection. We're going to just stick those little creatures down. And then, do I do anything else? Oh, I do. I find these little curly-whirly paperclip things in a minute. Now, I'm not going to lie. I struggle with those things. I don't know why I couldn't figure out how to get them on the paper. But I will add, I actually kind of went through all my little enamel dots over here one more time. I was kind of looking to see, is there something else I can add? I kind of wanted to add a little something, but nothing really struck me. And I'm sorry I'm off camera. I'm sorting through my stuff. I have a little, y'all probably seen it. It's got a little black container with like all my enamel dots and my jewels and my half pearls and stuff like that. And I saw this little piece of flare and I thought that's kind of pretty, and it kind of went, but I really couldn't find a good spot for it from a design perspective. So that gets put away. But then I find these little pieces here. These, again, were something I pulled out of my scrap rack that I hadn't used. I'm kind of pleased. I left a few little pieces on my desk because I'm still kind of sorting, and I'm using them. So they may not end up back in my scrap rack. These little guys here, I'm going to have to glue those down, by the way, my little buttons with, there is adhesive on the back, but that's not really strong enough, so I'll use my Nuvo glue in a minute. But these little paper clips gave me a little bit of trouble, especially the one at the top. I should probably, I don't know if I edited it out. I'm going to scroll with it for probably 2 or 3 minutes to get it on the top of the photo where I wanted it. In my head, it kind of reminded me about curly hair is what I was thinking. Yeah, here's me. I'm going to struggle with this for just a second, figure out how to get this thing on here. But in my head, I'm like, this looks kind of like curly hair. You know, it's kind of got that vintage feel. And I really kind of liked how it looked. So basically, this is what I've got going on, you guys. Once I get this paperclip on here after the next, 10 million years, that's all I'm going to do, the layout. I think these photos, my daughter, by the way, this picture was a part of a photo sheet where it had tons of photos. I actually have more. I may have already scrapped some of them. I think they were just stunning. I thought the hair and makeup was great. The dresses were great. It was just a gorgeous shoot. So that is the end of my layout, you guys. And that is one of my Scraptember prompts. So if I did this right and I can get the playlist and all that kind of stuff, that should be below because I want to make sure to obviously give credit to the folks that are playing along. So hopefully I can figure this out and that will be down there and you guys can check out the other folks doing that. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to do the like and subscribe. If you came over from the Scraptember Hop, thank you so much. Hopefully you have a good day and we'll see you next time. Bye.